I am headed out to the Trinity Test Site this morning. The Trinity Test Site is where they exploded the first atomic bomb. And I've seen pictures of it online. I know there's a monument out there. So we'll be headed out there this morning, and then we're going to make a rip around to the east side of the White Sands Missile Range and run down to the White Sands area and do the afternoon at White Sands. Lots to do today, lots to see today, and so let's get going. Okay, back from the Trinity Test Site, mounting the camera on the outside, and I'm head over to White Sands National Monument. Well, hey everybody, it's TR here. I'm out here at the White Sands National Monument. Towards the end of the day today, waiting for the sunset. If you know me, and you'll soon learn that if you don't, I do love a good sunset, especially in an amazing landscape like this. All this white granitic sand, it's all decomposed granite, and it's going to be in everything. I'm going to be hours cleaning my cameras after coming out here, but hopefully with the sun setting here in about, just about an hour, and this cloud cover should really make for an excellent sunset. It's been a great day. I was up early this morning and out to the Trinity Test Site. If you don't know what that is, it's where they detonated the first atomic bomb on July 16th, 1945. And I got some great pictures and video from out there today. Stood right there on the site. Well, I was born and raised in Idaho Falls, Idaho. And Idaho Falls is a big nuclear energy town. The government built a facility out on the desert west of Idaho Falls, about, it's probably 60 miles west, where they built a number of reactors, where they did a lot of testing and development on various types of reactors. I know that Argonne National Labs had EBR 1 and 2 out there, and in fact I visited both of those. But most recently I've been to EBR 1, which is open to the public, and it is the first breeder reactor in the world. And what a breeder reactor is that it makes more fuel than it burns. So they're basically perpetual reactors. Once you load them with a load of fuel, they can just keep recycling themselves and basically generating energy forever. So and they're also extremely safe. That being said, I know that you may have your opinion about nuclear energy. You might have your opinion about the atomic bomb, but I do think that nuclear energy is safe. I've worked around that. I worked at Naval Reactors Facility for Westinghouse Electric in the 80s, and I got laid off when President Ronald Reagan decided we'd won the Cold War, and they weren't going to be training any more nuclear Navy reactor operators at INL, there west of Idaho Falls. Funny place, they actually have 2 submarine hulls. I should enunciate that. They have 2 submarine hulls out there that they used to train the submarine guys on. There was S-1W, which was the submarine first prototype Westinghouse design, and then there was S-5G, which was submarine 5 prototype built by General Electric. Both of those were at NRF, and they trained tens of thousands of Navy personnel at NRF. I personally was assigned at the Expended Core Facility. Pretty interesting place. That's where they would bring cores in from the nuclear Navy fleet. The Navy's nuclear fleet typically is refueled at Bremerton, Washington. They have the facilities there at Bremerton to be able to safely remove and replace the reactor core in all of these nuclear-powered vessels. Nowadays, they have such good technology that they put that there is no requirement for refueling. I was watching something on Discovery a while back about the latest aircraft carrier they released. Was it the... I can't remember which one it was. One of the specifications they were touting was that it would never need to be refueled and its lifespan was 30 years. That's pretty amazing when you consider some of these other vessels have to be refueled every couple, 3 years. And anyway, so where was I going with this story? Once those reactor cores come out of the nuclear Navy fleet, they're put in containers called casks that are then used to transport them by rail to the facility in Idaho, where they bring them in and they take them apart and look at how good the fuel burned. They do chemical tests on it. What they're doing is they've been mixing fuel types and cladding material and core designs for years and years, trying to come up with an optimal design that produces a minimum amount of nasties, which are like strontium-90, iodine-131, so strontium, which binds with calcium and will give you basically leukemia. So anyway, I worked out there at NRF for quite a while, and what I did was design glove boxes and elevators and remote handling equipment. So when they would bring these cores in, they were highly radioactive, and you didn't want to get near them, so they needed equipment to be able to move them around and handle them without exposing personnel to high levels of radiation. And so I worked on a lot of equipment where you would pick things out of the cask, and then these elevators, these glove box elevators, it would bring stuff in and out of the water pit so people could do experiments and tests and take things apart and put things together and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's call it good, and we'll enjoy this fine sunset that we're getting set up to see here in about 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Monument will be closed in 45 minutes.
So that means get your butt out. That's the ranger rolling through telling us that the monument's closing at 8 o'clock. We're gonna wrap it up here from White Sands National Monument. Had a great day with y'all, and I hope you come back for another adventure with me. Tomorrow we're headed over to the Gila Cliff Dwellings. That's over near Silver City, New Mexico. I've been there before, quite a while ago actually, and I want to get back over there, and it's a pretty amazing place. And I want to get some pictures and just check the place out again. It's been a long time since I've been over there. So until we get together again, peace.
Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing